What exactly is no code? If you can get a bit more even technical if you want, because I'm sure a lot of listeners or watchers don't really understand fully what a no code is. And maybe in here you can also introduce what Zeroqode
Sure.
is.
Yeah, well, no code is very wide. Actually, pretty much all the software that we are using, you are using, and everybody who's listening to this is using is no code. We just kind of call it a different name because what we mean when we're saying no code is the development tools that are used to create stuff like software, applications, workflows, and everything. But actually, no code is more of an idea that is about making things simpler for people to use. Like if we compare, let's say, writing an email campaign today and writing an email campaign 20 years ago, which is not that long ago, actually, maybe even 15 years ago. Okay, maybe no, not 15, but 20. It would be a completely different task. So you would need a developer to do that. He would need to create a database with a list of people with their names and their email addresses. And there has to be a software that will create a SMTP connect that would basically establish a connection with the email server and then send all these one by one. So you can't ask your secretary to do that because she won't know where to start. But today is click, 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 you're done. And there's like a multitude of tools. That's no code because you don't need to code to do that. You actually have a software that makes it easy, that focuses that on the steps that are necessary to get it done. Same with the text processor. So Microsoft Word, what is that if that's not no code? Because previously you had to work in a command line interface where you have to learn and know the specific commands. Like for people who are into this, like VI is a nightmare. Basically, you're creating a document and then you don't know how to stop, then how to go back to the command line. And it's like you press the wrong button and you're done. It's lost. But it's still text processing, like in the end of the day. So people needed to type their text and send it, save it as a document. Today we have Microsoft Word, we have Notes, we have Notion, whatever. That's no code. So same applies to the programming and development. Basically, you don't necessarily have to write ones and zeros and stuff. Even the modern development languages are pretty much following that trend. So previously there was assembler, right? Ones and zeros. That's actually what the computer understands. He doesn't understand VAR, EI equals to, less than, when. I mean, this is all human language. So that was created to simplify the communication with the computer. So no code, what is called by no code development tools, are pretty much the next generation of programming languages, if you will. So it's a visual, now slowly segueing into what Zeroqode does. Zeroqode pretty much promotes that approach and explains that this is actually not something that you have to fear of. This is something that you are, you need to chase, basically, to embrace it, because that's what has been happening in the last 50 years at least, if not more. So we're creating content, we're talking to people, we're going on conferences, we have the educational courses that would teach people how to do that. We are creating templates that can give people a jump start to kind of literally create it in a matter of minutes, maybe an hour, something really complex, not just a landing page. Or
so that's like WordPress for websites, but for more advanced tools.
Exactly.
Custom-made platforms.
Exactly, yeah. So WordPress was pretty much an inspiration because the internet is running on WordPress pretty much. So I mean, that's like, I think around 50%, maybe 60, maybe 40, I don't remember. But around that number of all the websites in the world are based on WordPress CMS. And yeah, most of them are simple enough, let's say so. We're not speaking about Airbnb or Facebook. And that niche is pretty much vacant. There's no tool. There hasn't been a tool up until now that would allow people to create something like that on their own, similar to what they did with WordPress templates. So how does it work with WordPress? You pretty much think of a website, go to a template marketplace, you find something that looks like and feels like close to what you had in mind for your idea. You pretty much go change the text, the colors, set it up a little bit. And if you go with a simple enough website, maybe not simple enough, but basically something that was in the template. But if you need, let's say, an Uber for podcasting, or I don't know, a delivery application for Moldova, you can't really pick a WordPress template for that, but you can pick a no-code template for that or a Zeroqode template for that. We have, by the way, something that would be equally great for both podcasting and delivery in Chisinau. And you start there, and the approach is exactly the same. So you tweak stuff, you change it, you play around, but you can go so much deeper. You can actually play with the logic. You can change it, you can disable it, enable it, enhance it. This is kind of what no code is here to change, to give you more depth, to give you more opportunity, and to to be able to take it to whatever you want it to go.
I heard you say once that everything is possible with Zeroqode in an interview, I think.
Yeah.
But there should be some limitation to it. I mean, there should be something that it's not possible. I don't know, maybe a program for Alexa or
Sure.
you can do that with Zero.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
I believe it's the right